Okay. So your cylinder has been bisque fired, and these were the marks that you made just before, when it was green, before the first firing. When you work with oxide wash, you have to wear gloves because all of these chemicals are water soluble, which means it'll go through your skin and get dumped into your circulatory system and accumulate in your organs like your liver and your kidneys. So before you use the wash, give it a mix. It's just metal and water, so it'll separate. And apply it just where you want it, just on the sprig. And you'll notice that it kind of goes into those grooves. You can even outline the outside of it if you want. Use one of the soft bamboo bristle brushes. And as soon as it dries, we're going to remove it with a damp sponge. Okay, so just apply it first, clean your brush, give it a good rinse in cool water. The bamboo bristle brushes have natural hair and glue that holds them together, so they'll fall apart if you wash them in hot water. And then just shake out the excess water. Let them dry on that dish rack. Take a clean, damp sponge. You just want to squeeze out the excess. And then remove the wash from the sprig so that it just remains in those deep grooves. So this is how you highlight texture. Now when your sponge gets dirty, clean it so that it doesn't spread everywhere. And be careful when you're removing it, it could get really messy. And I just keep using a clean side of the sponge. So we're just removing it from the top surface of the sprig and letting that wash sit in those little grooves to highlight some of that detail. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is mix up our clear glaze. So you'll want to make sure that your hands are really clean. You can go wash them in the sink. Clear is non-toxic, so you don't have to wear gloves. Locate the dowel that's marked for clear glaze and mix it for about a minute or two. Mix from the bottom up through the top so that you get the solids to rise and disperse evenly. If you're glazing the inside, let's say you want a color on the inside, you would use one of the measuring cups under the sink, and you would fill it with the color of your choice, pour it in, pour it out as soon as possible, let it dry, and then we would just glaze the outside clear. So for the outside of this cylinder vessel with sprigs, it has to be clear in order for us to see how those oxide washes turn out. The easiest way to glaze only the outside of something is to put your hand like this and spread your hand to just hold it, and you dunk right up to the rim like that. Shake off the excess, clean the bottom. I'm just removing a little bit now. As soon as it dries, you then dip the rim. But I need that clear on the inside. I'm not going to use a color. So if you were glazing the whole thing clear, you just dip the entire thing and then wipe off the bottom. Oops, I got stuck. So we need to then sponge off the entire bottom of the pot or else it will not get fired. Okay, so we're going to let this dry for a minute and then wipe it off. It only takes a few moments for the glaze to be absorbed into that porous bisque clay.